person who recently spent some time at Scarborough Shoal, or Bajo de Masinloc as we know it, is lawyer and former Comelec Commissioner Gregorio Larrazabal. Goyo was there for 3 days and 4 nights last week, sleeping, eating, and fishing with a dozen or so Filipino fishermen out there. And he is back on dry land now to give me some advice, and talk to us about his experience. Welcome to The Big Story.
Thanks for having me here. Thanks, ladies.
Okay, so first of all, you said you were able to step on Scarborough Shoal.
Yes.
You were able to swim there. Talk to us about the feeling of that and how you were able to do that.
I go around the Philippines. When I drive around the Philippines, I go to different provinces. I've always wanted to go to Masinloc and Bajo de Masinloc. And now, I had this opportunity to go. And, you know, when you look at Scarborough, it's just plain water, diba? And on low tide, there's a few rocks that protrudes from the water. But if you see it from the air, ang ganda ng Scarborough. Then, when you walk there, it's a bit difficult because sometimes it's up to waist deep and the current is uneven. It's hard to swim. So I wanted, you know, I stepped on Scarborough. I swam. I tried to swim.
I saw the photo.
We have a picture of you.
This is actually his drone shot, his first ever
Mm.
drone shot that he did in Bajo de Masinloc. Quite monumental.
Yes. It was a different experience altogether. Now, you know, you're standing there on...
Well, everybody's, you know, having difficulty getting inside or getting to Bajo de Masinloc. How are you able to do that?
What I did is I just went by myself, and I was accompanied by a good friend of mine, Joel Angeles. He was the videographer. So kami lang dalawa, together with about a dozen fishermen. So we were just like ordinary fishermen. And the difference is that as soon as I got to Masinloc, the first thing they ask is, saan ang kalo mo or saan ang bonnet mo? So I had to buy a bonnet. And I had to buy sleeve guards. Kasi para daw akong foreigner eh. Kasi medyo maputi ako ng konti, di ba?
Tell us why. Why they want you to look like one of the fishermen?
Because in past experiences, if they see a foreigner, medyo mainit yung Chinese vessels sa kanila. So, as much as possible, I have to look like an ordinary fisherman, a regular fisherman. And kung may lalapit na boat, tanggal salamin kasi, no, pagkatapos put a bonnet, then, wala, just act as normal then.
Meaning to say, Goyo, kung sila-sila lang, based on kwento ng mga fishermen, if sila-sila lang yung naglumayag at nangisda, ginugulo daw ba sila? Or pag may kasama lang silang foreigner?
What happens usually every day is we're docked, no? We're anchored near the shoal, di ba? Outside, not inside, bawal inside. So outside kami. May lalapit na Coast Guard, na Chinese Coast Guard, next alis. After may lalapit na militia vessel, kaalis. Parang they're just patrolling the whole shoal. Then I guess they're checking on the vessels. Alam mo naman ano ang Philippine vessels, it's usually bank.
But they do allow fishing.
Yeah.
They do allow,
Wala
kasi
naman.
nakikita natin sa news madalas yung water cannoning, blockade. I mean, when does that happen?
You know what? I talked with Kapitan Efren. He's been fishing there since the late 90s. Alam mo before, it got to a point na they would look forward to meeting other vessels from other countries kasi mag-swap yan ng, so may isda sila, they'll give the fish to the Chinese, then bibigyan sila ng masarap noodles, then they give it to the Vietnamese. Now, it's not like that anymore. It's very strict na eh. They fish there. They can fish naman, walang problema. But sa labas, they can't go inside. Kasi
The lagoon.
Yeah, the lagoon.
The atoll.
The atoll is, sa entrance yan, there's 2 Chinese Coast Guard vessels on each side. And another Chinese vessel here, Coast Guard. And there's a speedboat in the middle. So, hindi ka talaga makapasok. Like, may militia dito, dito, at saka malayo.
Kahit daw may bagyo, Goyo, hindi sila pinapapasok just to seek shelter in the lagoon?
Hindi na.
Hindi talaga?
Hindi.
Since 2012?
Since 2012. And in fact, I have to verify, but I think one of them even said na water cannon daw yung isang bangka doon in 2014. I have to check, no? But
Yung
that's what
isang Chinese boat doon sa mouth ng shoal.
Winotter cannon yung fishermen. So, that was the only incident. But now, parang they can fish, but doon sa labas.
What was the morale of the fishermen like? How would you describe
Okay.
it?
Normally, kasi during the day, there are two groups of fishermen. One that fishes in the morning, the other group fishes at night. Diba? Iba-ibang klaseng isda. Diba? So like in the morning, the fishermen who get fish for the aquarium, they do that. No? Mga small fishes. Then sa gabi, yung mga malaki, eels, etc. Normally, they're just relaxing, but this one's different kasi at that time, I brought Starlink with me. I brought the internet. So, pagdating doon, everybody's so happy. Kasi that was the first time, sabi na, sa katagal-tagal ng naglaot, this is the first time na may nagdala ng internet connection doon. And my God, it was so nice to see them so happy na they were calling their families na nandito kami sa Scarborough. Like, I've talked with Tony and his son, Rain, di ba? And yung si Kapitan Dodong, at night, he had to call his wife in Hong Kong. They were calling everybody, hindi, parang they would say, hindi, totoo yan. So they would show the video na they're in Scarborough. So, sa kanila, they're so happy na, before kasi, naglalak na mga 1 week, di ba? 1 week without contact sa family. This one, they were able to contact their family every day.
So, ganun yung routine nila, 1 week out.
1 week out.
1 whole week out, tas
Yes.
babalik at the end of the week.
But before, it used to be only 2 days. 2 days, punong-puno na yung barko. That was like over 20 years ago. Na pupunta sila doon, kasi daming isda, 2 days, balik na sila. But now, because of may mga problems, and medyo yung ibang corals doon, sira na 1 week, minsan, kulang pa
How much fish were you able to get in that trip?
We were two pump boats. Ang ginawa namin is, I stayed there for about 3 days, diba? Then, that's me trying to swim. Oh, that's Scarborough.
What's the state of the corals now?
That doesn't look too good.
Is it overfished already?
Hindi masyado na There's not that many fish as
You
compared
also
before.
talked about dredging activities.
Yes.
What did the fishermen say?
Before kasi, there's a portion of bahon. Kasi that guy, he's doing spear fishing, di ba?
The
It's
guy in the
amazing
blue
how good they can
flippers.
swim. Yeah. And their flippers are fiberglass. Sabi kasi nila, before, may nagdadredge siya ng sand. As in, big boats talaga. Nagdadredge ng sand. Nasira talaga yung corals.
What can you say? Because you told me also that you almost got hit by maritime militia vessels at night.
Kasi there was on the third day, on the way back to Masinloc, about 30 nautical miles from the shoal, we saw out of nowhere a vessel approach us, di ba? Parang we thought it was going to us, but it was doing a patrol. I took a shot. It was apparently a Chinese Navy vessel. It's a supply ship.
PLA vessel.
The number is 887. So nakita talaga namin. So they were patrolling 30 nautical miles. Mga 7:30 ng gabi, we were resting na, di ba? Kasi, hey, we're going back home. So, okay, malapit ako sa Masinloc. The morning, we'll be there. Nagkakagulo kasi biglang out of nowhere, there's 3 lights that was approaching the vessel. So, makita mo talaga, vessel yun kasi sa front, green, next yellow sa likod. And it was going fast eh. What I think that's Dodong or Odi yata who flashed his flashlight, di ba, on the vessel. Normally yan, kung Philippine vessel yan or commercial, they'll flashlight back, di ba? So, they'll flashlight back. This one, wala talaga. And pag ganyan kami dito yun, so we had to go around, we had to make a turn and go at the back of the vessel. Then after that, pag nasa likod kami, umalis na ang vessel. So parang, it's weird eh, kasi, it's like in the middle of nowhere, it's light. Pagkatapos, ang bilis pa na
They're
wala.
just checking.
What time was that? Like
Mga
past 12? Hindi naman.
No, mga 7:30 to 8 ng gabi.
Okay. How big were your boats? I'm curious.
It's a bangka. It's a pump boat.
Bangkas though come in so many sizes,
Okay,
so I don't know.
It's a pump boat that can, sa katig, each katig, you can put a small bangka. You can put 4 bangkas. So it's not
super small.
Not super small. But you know, when you sleep, you have to sleep sa katig. Or ako, I slept on the first night on, alam mo yung styrofoam na lalagyan ng isda next na wood sa, doon ako natutulog. Alam mo, I brought an inflatable pillow. But I was so tired, di ko mahanap.
Yeah.
So, when naka-crouch ako, di ba? So, ang pillow ko, yung itong sapatos ko. The following night, I had to find the pillow, di ba? Nasakit sa ulo.
What do you think about the report of Ray Powell saying that China is possibly sending its largest blockade ever to the shoal? What are you worried about for the Atty. coalition?
When we were there last week, easily there was a dozen vessels na eh. And those are big vessels eh. Those are huge vessels. And you see the vessels around the shoal, di ba? Alam mo, there are vessels further out kasi ang lakas ng ilaw. Ang feeling ko nga na, parang if you've departed from Batangas City on the way to Mindoro, yung ilaw sa Batangas City, yun ang ilaw ng barko nila. And there's already a lot of vessels there. Dagdagan mo pa. I don't know.
Goyo?
How many times, when you were out there, how many times did your vessel get approached by the
Every
Chinese
day.
vessel?
Every day. Parang,
How many times a day?
Once.
Once every day.
But,
They will check.
parang nag-visual check lang. Visual check. Then there's one time we were interviewed live, di ba? So biglang out of nowhere, it was early morning, may lumapit na lang na barko. We had to cut the feed, di ba? Kasi, safety comes first, di ba? Next, it stayed there lang. After that, pumunta yung Coast Guard. Next, umalis.
So
But
no
they-
radio
they-
challenges,
Oh.
no.
nothing of the sort?
Wala.
They didn't try to talk to you or anything.
No. They didn't try to approach us naman. Parang
They're
from
just
afar lang.
checking,
They're
yeah.
from afar.
But the thing was, you were able to get to the shoal.
Yes.
And you were not kept at 12 nautical mile distance.
No. We were there. That's why we were anchored by the shoal talaga.
Oh, you just couldn't get into the inner lagoon, right? That was
cannot.
the only thing. I'm curious, Goyo. One thing that has been bothering me since, I don't know, maybe 8 years now. Do the fishermen in that area, off of Zambales, are they aware of what's going on, diplomatically speaking, the whole row, the whole tribunal, all of it? Do they know?
They are aware naman. But one of the reasons we went there was to understand how the life of the fishermen is. Na. Sa kanila, it's livelihood eh. What's important for them is livelihood. And that's what we wanted to do. Bring back the focus and the conversation about the fishermen. Kasi these are the people directly affected. I mean, say, yes, I go there, but I'm back in Manila now, di ba? Or I go back later, Mindanao, wherever. I'm not stuck there. They are stuck there. They are the ones who bear the brunt of whatever happens.
Correct.
Di ba? Sila yun eh.
What message do you think they have for the administration in terms of how we're handling the...
Well, they're supportive naman the administration. The administration is doing some things to support them.
They do feel like...
Yeah, they do
feel
naman,
the support.
especially sa local government. The boat is actually, the boat they're using, the pump boat is actually was funded by the local government unit. Next, through the cooperative now. So, laking tulong yan. At the end of the day, it's their livelihood, their lives. Eh. Kasi, okay, the captain of the barko namin, si Efren, the other one is Dodong, no? He's been there since late 90s. Right. Binata pa siya, he's from Davao, by the way.
Okay.
So halos lahat ng tao sa barko, Bisaya.
Bisaya, okay.
So, mag-Bisaya, tatanan. So, there's a couple of guys there who don't speak Bisaya, but they had to learn. Kasi halos lahat, taga Cebu, taga
Walang
Mindanao.
choice.
He's been there since the 90s. He got married, he has an apo na, no, he has an anak na. His wife is an OFW in Saudi. His eldest daughter married isang fisherman na kasama niya sa barko.
Okay.
And she's now based in Singapore. OFW rin. I ask why, di ba? Kasi sabi lang, unlike kasi before, mas mahirap na kumuha ng isda ngayon. The catch is not as bad, not as good as before. And they have to do this to make ends meet, di ba?
A question, does their life get harder after incidents like what happened a few weeks ago
water
with the water cannoning incident? Does life get harder for them?
Immediately after the incident.
Okay. Kasi my understanding is that they use a vessel that's there practical almost every week.
Right.
So, kilala na ng Chinese yan. So, hindi sila hinaharas kasi alam ng
They
Chinese.
know they're legit fishermen.
Yes, fishermen talaga. So, legit fishermen sila, so that's why hindi sila hinaharas. Because they know that they're
Pero
just there.
may pangangailangan talaga ng fuel out there. I mean, because you remember the BFAR boats, they go out
Then
to
they give
distribute fuel.
And food.
Why don't you just, sorry but
Yeah.
my question is that why don't you just give fuel in Masinloc? Kasi it takes about 600 liters to get from Masinloc to the Bajo de Masinloc.
I was wondering too, but I wanted to maybe actually clarify with you if it was a case of maybe maubusan sila ng gas kasi hindi
Yun
kaya
din ang
ng boat yung
iniisip
mabigat
ko.
na
Ay,
yun.
yan
Hindi.
din ang aking iniisip.
No, kasi,
But,
okay, before you go out, alam mo na ilang litro ng diesel ang kailangan mo. How many liters of diesel you need for your trip. For that boat, it's about 600 liters. So, you're going to load it already in your boat. And when you're there, you're anchored, you don't switch on naman the engine eh. Naka-solar panel. In fact, one of the things I'm going to do this month is going to find solar panels for the vessels. I'm going to donate. We're going to donate. So if other people want to donate to them, I suggest look for solar panels.
Okay.
and these all the fuel and their provisions of food, obviously magbabaon sila for sure, di ba? Eh, kung nag-island hopping tayo, nakakaihaw nga sila sa likod. So I'm guessing it's all their boats are equipped. So you, from the time that you left Masinloc, kompleto na yung provisions.
Everything's ready. Kasi when you travel, you can cook naman at the back, diba? And if you're hungry, it's an ocean, diba? You just dive in.
Yeah.
You can, a guy nga got a barracuda, diba? First day, my God, that's... So,
Did you eat it?
no. He sold it. He sold it. Mga, ang kinakain, we eat what?
Right.
Not too expensive fishes kasi sayang eh. But the provisions you bring on the boat is enough for you to go there and back. So if they want to
Yeah.
It's
We understand.
That's their call.
No, that's good insight.
That's
good
their
insight.
call.
I mean,
That's their call.
providing a different perspective
Yeah.
to the
That's-
whole situation over
That's good
in
to hear.
Bajo.
That's their call. But like me, if I'm going to donate fuel, I'll just donate.
So bottom line, are our fishermen out there, are they okay?
They're okay naman, but there's, like for example, there's one, they mentioned before that there was a foreigner, a Caucasian, who went to do a documentary. Biglang, out of the blue, they heard, so may drone na. So yung lalaki had to stay inside. So they monitor talaga. But recently, they haven't, as they told me, wala naman, hindi naman sila hinaharas.
Yeah, okay.
Well, we'll see.
Okay.
We'll
see.
The Atty convoy sets sail in 2 days' time. So we will see this time
And
around.
it's hard, kasi
Yeah.
it's choppy water
Yeah.
to get to Scarborough.
All right, well, kudos to you. And
Oh,
your
by the way,
courage.
may souvenir ako doon ha. This one, I'll show you na.
Wow.
A shirt they gave me. So lahat ng fishermen signed this. So this is my souvenir.
Very cool.
At least.
Okay, we are running out of time though, so sorry. Thank you so much for
Thank you
joining
for
us
you
and
very
sharing
much.
your experience.
Thank you,
And
thank
your
you.
videos too.
Lawyer and former Comelec Commissioner Gregorio Larrazabal, thank you so much for your time today.